Hello and welcome. It's a good day to be on the farm. My name is Chuck and this is Erlengrat Flour Mill episode 18, and we're going to continue to do our post-harvest activities. A couple episodes ago, in fact I think 15 and 16 were all harvesting. 17 was cleaning up and starting to bale, and we made over 60 bales of straw off just that first field, number 14, that we made. And then we spent a lot of time talking about where we could maybe hide cows somewhere on this map, which it sounds like is only off of the corner of field 16 if we're going to make it work. So the first order of business for us today is to actually check on our animals. So let's see, we've got one full pallet there, 3/8 of a pallet here. That's fine. How are they doing for feed? Still got 7,000 liters of feed, so they're doing fine. And bread wise, we've got two pallets of bread. Now if I remember right, we're trying to hold our bread till November or December, so we've got a bunch of bread in here. So at some point in time today we can grab those 2 pallets of bread, drop them on our wagon here, just to get them out of the way and stored so they're not outside getting rained on or whatever. And then we need to get some of these bales off the field so we can start plowing, or whatever we want to do from there. Now the other issue we're running into is the bale limit on the console. On the console you can only have 200 bales on your farm, due to some sort of rendering issue that the consoles have. So that's something we're going to be fighting against, because we have all those silage bales stored up. So as we're grabbing all of these straw bales and putting them somewhere, also I want to mow today, because if we mow this grass today, there's a chance we might be able to mow it again in November. I don't think so, because I think it takes 3 months, so September, October, November might be a month too early, and grass doesn't grow in December, January, and February if I remember right. So that's the other issue. As I pick up these straw bales, where are we going to even put them? That's not in the way of us mowing, because our silage bales up there are taking up a lot of space where we would normally store our bales. And we did talk about keeping the straw underneath the cover of the awning of our shelter over there. I guess first things first, let's just start picking up bales and see how many we get. I want to see how close. I think the estimate was 65 or 66 bales that I made in the last episode. I think that's going to be pretty close, but we'll see. I know we made 60 by the count in the last episode, but we had made some before that as well, in episode 16, I'm going to say. So our bale trailer here holds 24, so 24, 48, 58, 68. So we'll have 2 full trailers and then a almost full trailer of bales. So the best order of business, given that we have straw on 2 more fields to deal with too, might be to just straight up sell these first 2 trailers full. We don't need a ton of straw right now, so maybe we keep that 3rd trailer stored in case we decide to go insane today and start putting cows on the farm. But even then we'll only need like 4 bales for the cows to start, and we've got 2 other fields full of bales that we can pull off. So that was my other concern. If we start mowing and then doing all the things we talked about in the last episode, you know, tedding, windrowing, baling, all of that stuff, just to get that going, that's also going to push us up against the bale limit. So we really need to get rid of some of those silage bales or some of these straw bales In fact, let's just look at prices together since we're here. And bale prices don't fluctuate as much as the crops, so it's not a big deal to necessarily sell them off season. But $63 for bales is pretty low for straw because it's harvest season. And yes, the low was July last month. Now it's August. So the low's 59, so we're getting 63. If we can just hold on to the bales for September, October, or November, we're getting 25% more for them. So that's interesting. Nope, didn't mean to exit. Let's go to silage. Silage also hit a low in July. 270 is the low, 343 is the top. Same thing, August, September, October, November. 278, 283. So $5 better at the biogas plant. Where is the biogas plant? Let's tag that on our map. Oh man, way over here. So if we drive through town, past, I think that's a chocolate factory, Kazriel Erlengrat. Hit this, we literally just drive straight through town, take the last left we can and dump it off there. So is that worth $5 extra? I mean, I guess that's not that much farther than the animal dealer up here, but the animal dealer is a nice scenic drive through these fields. So hard to say. Well, here's the thing, guys. We can sell the straw now. They're both at lows. We can't hold more bales. We need bales, obviously, because we've got two more. We need room for our 200 bales because we have 2 more fields to bale, and the silage bales will be worth more in the long run. I mean, these bales will only get up to 80 some dollars, so silage bales can get up to 340 from their 270, so they have more room to grow. So it makes more sense, I guess, to hold the silage bales for longer. In which case, we're just going to dump the first couple of loads of straw bales we got. It's just a byproduct from the crops that we're making, which again, free byproduct is still a byproduct. It's still profit, and we need all the money we can get because we've got to pay off that loan. And if we do decide to go insane and start working on cows, then we're going to need all the money we can get, because these straw bales will pay for that water trailer to buy the smaller cow pen that we can actually afford. And I just don't have the real estate to put up one of those big cow facilities yet, just because I just have to put it in the grass around my fields. So and again, we're working within the constraints of the bale limit, making 60 some bales of straw and having 100 plus silage bales, like 120 silage bales, just means that we don't have room for the hay bales that we want to make off the field. So let's see, drop that, drop this here. So I don't know, take your guess, guys. How much do you think we're going to make off these? I'm going to say 22,000. Well, that's why I call it a guess. I only made 7,600. Well, I did not meet my expectations there. You can tell me in the comments if you were way lower. I'm sure you were closer than I was. But if you were anywhere in the ballpark of 7,600, ugh, I hate sailing bales. I hate selling bales. Well, I hate selling anything for the worst price. And this is literally the worst price. But we just need this stuff off the field so we can start working it. So I guess that's what we're just going to have to do. And I think it just makes more sense to save the silage bales, not the straw bales, because we're still going to make straw bales off the other 2 fields, and silage is worth more. Just flat out, silage is worth more. So the longer we wait for the silage, the more money we make off that, which is going to be good for us. And I think we just continue to keep working on the fields as they are. This is a byproduct. Obviously, we bought this barley field for the barley for our flour mill more than we bought it for the straw that it would make. We technically don't need the straw for anything because we haven't started our animals yet, and we've got 2 more fields to bale. So yeah, I'm just saying the same things over and over again, and I apologize because that's kind of dumb, but I'm just talking myself into being willing to sell these straw bales for such a cheap price, since I did spend like almost an hour baling them. But that is farming. You kind of just have to do what you need to do for the land, and that's what makes these decisions interesting. And actually what keeps me interested in the game is, you know, once you've harvested 5 or 10 fields, you're like, okay, well, I'm using a harvester and I'm using a tipper. That's not really any different than it has ever been before. But when you start adding in these financial decisions, it makes it more like a board game. And I think I've talked about it in some other videos, but man, do I like board games. So I like the strategy. I like the kind of like, how can I best maximize what I'm doing right now versus what benefits I need later. All of those things are positive. So for me anyway, as a board gamer. So I think we're going to get, we're going to get this one sold as well for another 7,800, and then we're going to pick up the last batch and then dump them over by our barn, or our garage, I guess, under the awning to keep them dry. And that way we've got some in case we do decide to go with the cows at the end of this episode. And then we're going to start mowing. Well, we're going to start one tractor working the field. Whether that's plowing and cultivating or spreading some fertilizer. We'll have to take a look at what we want to get done, and then the other tractor will begin mowing. And I guess this is the tractor that we use for mowing, so that means that the Zetter is going to have to be doing the field work. So we're going to have to look at what horsepower requirements are for the different implements we want to use on that. So again, we're going to do the 2 tractors, so we'll have to do maybe the, oh, that was even less. We'll have to do the 2 tractors. What am I trying to say? We're going to have to do the headlands, maybe with the Zetter to get it started, and then we can start mowing. Because I do want to get the mowing done in August, and it is already afternoon. And then, depending on the timing, we might be running down to the store to buy a tedder and to make it into hay, and then some sort of windrowing device. And we could probably windrow and bale at the same time if we're using the McCormick. Man, we are just using this tractor for everything. That's why that New Holland, not New Holland, that case in the sales looked pretty tempting, because that has a lot of horsepower too, and we do a lot of things that require 200 plus horsepower, like if we wanted to run a baler and a windrower at the same time, or something to try to make it one less trip around the field. So let's see, if we think we got 66, 48, so 72 would be what we would hold if we had a full trailer, but we think we had 66. So that means I'll have 18 bales on here. Or, no, 20. No, I think 18. So we'll see if we have exactly 18 bales or if we have more than that. I think we're going to have more than that looking at this far into the field. But I've certainly been wrong before. Yeah, let's come get this straggler over here. All things considered, I do like field 14. I like having this little cluster of 3 fields, and I like being able to produce enough things to keep our flour mill running. I got distracted by that giant green beam of light, but that's where that biogas plant is if I wanted to sell my silage bales down there, but I don't. I just haven't unmarked it yet. Alright, so I think, so 21, so that means we made 69 bales. Not bad, 69 bales off of 1 field. Alright, so we're going to just run down here. And I know it doesn't matter because we're driving all over the fields anyway, but I try to not drive on the fields if I can help it. And we're going to just park this up under the awning. Actually, that's silly because we want to mow that, don't we? I mean, do we care about mowing this one strip? I do not. So we're just going to bring this up here, drop that off there, and then let's take a look at Man, our McCormick is real dirty, but we're about to make it dirtier with the mower. So what do we need to do next on the fields? Let's actually start with that. So looking at field 14. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. Excuse me, and I did sneeze. Sorry about that if it spiked the microphone. Tried to get it out of the way. So it's harvested. We need to... Got weeds all over the place. Those will be taken care of when we plant, I believe, and then we can run our weeder over the top of it. Let's take the weeds off for a second. Needs lime. So 14 needs lime first. And then after lime, we're going to need to... We don't need to roll those fields. They've been harvested. So needs lime. And has 0 fertilizer. So lime and then fertilized, then cultivated and plowed. So let's turn that off. I do want to start mowing. I'm getting antsy. But we're not there yet. Where is... So this will... That one's got 16% damage. This one has got 4% damage. I don't know. We can seed and cultivate at the same time here, so we're gonna have to lime and fertilize first. So lime, fertilize that, then we can do another stage of fertilization afterwards with the weeding. So let's get our zetter going here. Our nice clean looking zetter. I'm going to get this out here. And the camera's going to do some weird things as we're backing under this awning. Get that. And that's fertilizer, isn't it? Yes, it is. So let's come down here and... Can we drop that fertilizer? we'll drop that off there. That was fertilizer, not lime, right? Solid fertilizer, yep. Alright, so let's run over to the lime station. Fill this bad boy up. And then we can actually pretty much just let the worker do this on field 14 while we're busy getting the mowers going. And then we will go pick up a tedder. Because I think if we're going to do cows, we need to start working on the hay now, so we don't have to worry about that later. So that would make sense to me to just get that going today. Then if we get far enough that we think we've got what we want, we can maybe throw in that cow pasture. I'm not quite ready for that, but I am getting antsy because I want to get some calves. I want to buy the cheapest cows we can and let them grow up over the winter so that they can start producing milk and things at the end of next year, rather than trying to do all this stuff at the beginning or trying to buy more expensive cows because we're trying to rush things at the end. So let's just get this going. We'll do one end down here just to make it so it's not so hard to turn around. I don't care if he turns around into our other field that we've already plowed in 16, but you know, stay off the road. Probably wise. Also, we're going to be mowing around here anyway, so we're going to lime that right up to the edge of the field like so. Turn that off here. Run into a tree for good measure. And then get turned around. And you have to zoom pretty far out for the lime, just to make sure you're getting the whole spread where you want it, but that unfortunately puts the camera in trees and things when I'm turning around, so not the best for recording, but that's okay. So we're going to turn the lime back on, and yep, we did that strip. Missed a little bit right here, but that's fine. We'll just back up into the corner. That should get all of this, and then we'll go ahead and just turn on a worker there. And while that guy is doing that, we're going to get the mowing going here with our tractor that's designed for the mowing. Actually, let's get this egg trailer out the way too. Oh, that is not what you want to do. Now I got to turn it back so I can get it hooked up. Oh, and I made it worse. Alright, sorry guys, this is not professional to be just running into my trailer left and right, but you know, no edits here. We're gonna show you the full unabridged version of Farm Sim 22. Oh, I should probably get those pallets out of the way too, or I can just run into them with my tractor, because you know, that is what I'm doing with everything right now. Alright, we're going to drop this here. We're going to turn around, and again, we're so zoomed out because of that lime, but that's just a bad view. So we'll go ahead and add our front loader with our pallet forks here. We're going to just get these pallets out the way so we can get our mow on. Just turning that in a direction where I can actually get under it. And we'll just put these right inside. We don't need our header for a little bit. That's terrible. Let's turn and back up and then put this straight in, because then we can just run through here with the trailer and pick this up. Come on, get off the forks. And then we'll back up. Oh, and I knocked this one over. Even better. There we go. Yeah, the physics can sometimes be a little interesting in Farm Sim with these pallets, especially when the ground's not level. So obviously I know that's not how you would normally handle them, but I just needed to turn it back up. So I'm running into them all over the place, but we're getting them moved, which is the important thing. So we're going to back up this way, take a wider turn. To drop this in the front here. And then hopefully as he's doing all that bouncing, I'm just trying to get it off the forks. There we go. Alright, and then we're just going to park the forks back in here. Sorry about that slight detour. Not the pallet forks, but the entire front loader, please. Cannot detach in this state. I'm not low enough to the ground. There we go. There are my arms. Alright, and we're going to sneak through here. Probably should have went and grabbed those 2 pallets of bread while I was busy doing that, but lesson learned. And so we're making hay with all of this, is the plan. So we need to be widespreading it, not dropping it in a swath, which is what we've been doing previously with this mower. So let's unfold this. And there's little flaps on the back, and let me see if I can do this without turning on the help menu. So that opens up one side, the other side, both sides, I think is what we want. And I'm going to just change the camera a little bit as I back up, so we're going to lower that like so. Flip to the front, unfold that, lower that, turn that on, turn these on, and it should be a wide spread, not a swath in the middle. Yep, so that is just what we want for this grass here. Is nice and wide, so we can come back and ted it in a second and turn that into some hay. And this is the first time we'll have actually mowed all the way down to this end of the field. But this big wide open area up here is where we'd want to put that cow pasture if we did, right here on the corner of field 16. And I did kind of show in the last episode a couple different places where we could put that and what that might look like. So if you didn't see that, go back and check that out so you have some idea of what I'm talking about. But this little bit of a hill here will work just fine for the pasture part. So that would be where we'd end up laying a lot of this if we end up doing that. So we're just going to run around and mow as much as we can of all the margins of the field here. How do I want to handle this? Guess we'll go like this and mow around the back of our cabin. We just got some extra bales sitting back there, and I caught the edge of the cabin there, which I didn't want to do. Not expert turns by any means. It's better to just keep going forward than trying to reverse through everything here, but we're making it work. And luckily we don't have any bread sitting out there that we're going to get a bunch of grass in. I mean, we did have those 2 pallets, but they were up against the bakery, which is what I meant. And then we're just going to kind of do the edge here. And obviously, with it being real hilly like this, my tractor struggles a little bit to run 2 full mowers and manage the hill. So we're just doing the best that we can around here. Just going right through that bush because, you know, why not? And we're going to go around this tree here. And we only get about 1 pass down here because we're running up against that fence. But then we're going to leave a little bit next to the fence undone here because we want to make sure we get this right up next to the field. And then, of course, we're going to run up and down and do our little road here. I mean, you guys have seen me mow before, but the idea is we're just going to get as much of this grass cut down as we can today so that it might grow back by November if we want to get a second cut out to help feed the animals. Now, if we do run out of hay because we only get 1 cut and we do buy cows, we can certainly buy some bales from the store to get us by, but that is at an extraordinary expense that we don't want to pay if we can help it. So we're going to hopefully not have to do that. That's going to get us down to here. Let's turn off the back and fold that up. Nope, fold that up. Just going to lift the front for a second. This is probably all unnecessary, but I'm trying to be realistic about it. I don't want to start cutting this other side yet till I'm ready. So if you were actually mowing like this, you would lift up and lower all the implements. So we're just going to lower the front mower, and just to finish this off, we're just going to front mow this last little strip. Trying to get a good view where I can see what I'm doing without just staring at the back, but when I'm from here I can't see anything. I guess I can just see what's coming out the back of the tractor, so I know if I'm getting it all or not. And it looks like our worker ran out of lime. So when we get down to this other end here, we'll stop, jump over to that other tractor, refill the lime again, and then set him to back to work. And then we had probably better run and get that tedder. Oh, look, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff because I was talking. But that's okay. And we're going to take this all the way down to the corner, like so. And then we will back up and turn that off. And turn this tractor off. And take our Zetter back over. I can even see the lime refill place from right where we parked, but can't train a worker to go do that. You don't want to give hired help your corporate credit card. You never know what they'll put on it. So let's loop over here, fill this up again. And this turn is really tight to the left like that, so I never seem to make it close enough to actually dump the lime in the spreader. It's going in there, but you just can't tell that it's going in there. So anyway, making good progress there. And then we're gonna reverse out of here because that's a tight turn. We're gonna make it the other way. And interestingly enough, it says I'm full, but it did not put any, it did not visually fill up the spreader. It looks empty, but at the bottom you can see I've got 9,000 liters and I'm 100% full, so this is working. But yeah. Well, guys, this has been a pretty full episode, to be honest. All we did was sell some bales, pick up some other bales, get liming and get mowing, but that's kind of the stage we're at, and this is, again, why I want to rotate the fields. So I'm going to go ahead and start this worker back up here and switch back to this. But I'm going to wrap up the episode here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate any thumbs up, comments that you guys leave. Those do help the channel grow, help make my videos more visible. And I will catch you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't. And let me know what you want to see, when you want to see those cows. Should we get them here in year 2, or should we wait till year 3? All right. Catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.